Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And before we get to today's video, I've had a lot of people online asking me, and I've seen a lot of confusion surrounding the agent supply mission event. Namely, this boost point one that is not loading for some reason. Okay, fantastic. All right, let me try this again. I've never seen that before. If that happens to you, I guess just reload it. Your login could not be processed. Try again after restarting the game. Okay, cool. Okay, for some reason it will not show me the actual banner and stuff. I don't know what's going on with the game right now. It's bugged. I have absolutely no idea. Okay, there we go. It was really bugged for a while. I had to restart my game multiple times. Very, very strange bug here, but I can show you now in game. A lot of people are struggling with the draw character 10 times one time to get the boost points. And it's not necessarily the boost points that you really care about. It's just that the mission progress allows you to get the tier 4 materials tomorrow. And then it also gets you closer to the Odin's Blessing and the CTP selector, etc. Now, if you take a look at the far left hand quest, go to Agent Supplies, which is to go to the web shop, that gives you a character draw 10x ticket. And then this one asks you to draw character 10x one time. So you're going to see this a lot during the event quest over the next couple of weeks. The far left one is going to give you a ticket when you go to the web shop, and then the quest right next to it is going to tell you to use that ticket, whether it's a draw character ticket, whether it's a draw comic card ticket, draw CTP ticket, draw emblem ticket, draw artifact ticket, and that's all you're going to do. So what you do in game to get there, it's a bit different than the other gamblings because they're not on the same page, is you go to the store, you go over to character, and then you go over to hero chest, and it's right here that you're going to use it. You're going to go to the premium character chest, and it's this 10x draw. Now, don't click it if it has a picture of crystals on it. It should not have a picture of crystals on it. It should have a picture of that ticket, that green ticket, the premium character chest 10x ticket. So once it has that picture, then you click it and it will spend those tickets. The tickets should go right into your inventory after you've claimed them from the mission event tab that I was just on before. Once you click claim, they should pop up automatically in your inventory. But if they're not in your inventory, I guess you should check your chest tab and your gifts tab to make sure that they didn't get put there, that you have to collect them. But yeah, they should go right into your inventory under the consumables tab here. I've already used mine, so that's why it's not showing up for me. But that is essentially how you do it. So you go there. You go to character, you go to hero chest, and you go here, and you do the 10x pull, the one on the far right. That usually costs 3,000 crystals. It's not going to cost you any crystals. It's just going to cost you that ticket up there. You should have a 1 there as well. I have a 0. And then you're done. You get 1 free 10x pull. And just keep this in mind for the next few weeks because it's going to happen again where you're going to have to go here, and you're going to either have to do a 10 pull here for the card. You can see it's a yellow ticket, very similar. Or you're going to do a 10 pull for emblems, which is a red ticket, or for CTPs, which is a purple ticket, or for, I actually don't think they do, oh, they do one for artifacts as well, which would be a blue ticket. So yeah, just keep this in mind for all of them. You have to use up the ticket in order to continue with the quest, in order to get 5 out of 5. For those of you wondering if you should save the tickets, I guess you can save the tickets if you're you can save the tickets for later, for if you're waiting for like a particular premium character to be added, or you're waiting for a particular P card to be added to the game. There is some minor value to waiting and keeping them, but just keep in mind that you're going to lose out on the 5 out of 5 mission progress. You're going to lose out on the tier 4 bundle for that day, and you're going to be putting yourself 1 mission behind. Now, I believe there is a bit of overlap with the number of missions that are available and the amount of time in the quest, so you can kind of quote-unquote skip some missions. But I would say the advantage of holding on to these tickets, it just gives you 1 10 pull. So even though you can save it for when, Mephisto's artifact gets added and then you gamble with the ticket, it only gives you 1 10 pull of each of these things: cards, CTPs, characters, whatever. There's no guarantee, and in fact the chances of you also getting what you're hoping to wait to see added before you gamble are exceedingly low. We're talking less than 0.5%. So I don't recommend waiting. I recommend just doing it now and getting used to it. It also is not going to take up any space in your inventory, which is cool. But that being said, I understand that some of you might want to save it, and I'm just putting that out there as an alternative in case it crossed your mind, but I don't recommend it. For those of you that are still a little bit confused, if we refer to the original post about the celebration event, you can see here that it illustrates perfectly what we're talking about in week 2, where you're going to get an artifact chest 10x ticket, and then it's going to tell you to purchase the artifact in dimension chest 10 times, which you can do for free with these tickets. And then here in week 3, it's going to give you a custom gear, a CTP chest 10 pull for visiting the web shop, and then it's going to ask you to do the CTP 10 pull once. And so you use this on this, and you continue along. Same thing on the next week. They're going to give you the comic card chest 10x 1 ticket, and then you have to gamble 10x 1 time on the card chest. So yeah, and then the only one that you don't have to spend, I guess, is the emblem chest ticket, because there's no mission for that. So there you go. That's it. What I wanted to talk about was the new event quest. The new event quest is here for a week, and from my video yesterday about Black Knight, you can pick him up. You can pick up 5 bios of his with 40 tokens. This event is nice because it gives you 360 tokens in total. So you can pick up Black Knight as well as one of the 3 sort of premium one of the 4 premium high-end rewards: the Mega Tier 2 ticket, the CTP chest, the P card, or the Rune of Return. However, I would say these 4 here on the screen right now are the only ones really worth considering. I would ignore the Mega Tier 2 ticket unless you desperately need it to Mega Tier 2 a character. I mean, obviously it works in conjunction with Black Knight very well. The synergy is very, very high. It's just that Mega Tier 2 tickets do get given out pretty regularly for login events and then anniversaries and celebrations and stuff like that. And they have less of an impact on your roster than some of these other ones. Now, I personally would always advise for either the P card or the Rune of Return. The Rune of Return, I know it only has a limit of 3 uses per sword, and I know you have to have a near perfect sword for it to be useful. But that being said, you know, having perfect swords is quite nice. It's up to 50% all attack that you're getting for your account once you have 6 perfect swords, and it is like a long-term goal. It is an account-wide buff, like comic cards, like emblems, but for all content. So I do recommend, you know, paying attention to swords and trying to build up your swords slowly over time. I did, my personal experience, I did use a lot of selectors from Black Friday and anniversary bingos to get perfect swords, but I did craft at least 2 of these completely the normal way, the quote-unquote, the regular way of going here, enchanting, and then, you know, whittling down until I had one that was, you know, 5 out of 6 perfect or whatever, 4 out of 5 perfect, whittling down the 5th one with a Rune of Return, and then trying again on 5 and 6. And you can actually see proof of this because you can't select from any of the selectors that they give you. You can't select a sword like this. When you select a sword, it comes awakened. So this is an unawakened sword that I crafted manually myself, and then I have 2 here that I can craft, that I can continue to craft up to 5 and 6 if the need were to arise in the future. So I'm kind of trying to future-proof my account a little bit in case they release a second set of swords, or in case you, in the future, you're going to need identical swords to awaken these again or so, or amplify them, you know, turn those little runes rainbow color or something. You know how they do all this shit with Odin's blessings becoming awakened and CTPs becoming crafted. Maybe they'll do that with swords. But anyways, that's the value of the Rune of Return. We've talked about P cards endlessly. We've talked about CTPs endlessly. The only other one to really mention is the 4-star artifact selector. Now, I understand that artifacts are quite difficult to obtain, so it is something to consider if you really want to use, for example, for PvP, Tier 4 Emma Frost. I really want to highlight the fact that it kind of needs to be Tier 4 for a lot of these, because the way that artifacts scale in terms of their value. They're not really going to be that valuable for Tier 3 characters if you keep them there, but once you get them to Tier 4, you do get quite a substantial value from it because of the multiplication on the effect with your instinct, and your instinct jumps from about 700, 800 to like 3,500 when you Tier 4 a character. So I would say, yeah, if you really want to use Emma Frost specifically for PvP, then consider picking up this artifact if you don't already have an artifact for her, to grab a 4-star version of her artifact. Same thing goes with the same qualifications if you want to use Ghost Rider, excuse me, not Green Rider, Ghost Rider for PvP. Getting Endless Vengeance now is a good time. I think this is the last time you'll be able, the last event quest you'll be able to pick up Emma's. It'll cycle out in the next one, but I think Ghost Riders will be here for one more cycle, so you could wait on his. But yeah, that one as well. Storms is pretty good. It gives her additional elemental damage for PvE. So there are quite a few good artifacts to consider if you are missing them, and if you really want to use these characters at tier 4 for mostly PvP. I would say Storms is PvE, but Emma and Ghost Rider are definitely PvP. But then we also have Shalabal. So if you wanted to use Shalabal in PvP, if you built her up, if you tier 4'd her, it's a very heavy investment. You want to, you know, she needs the revive to be good. Now would be the time to grab this artifact and actually make her viable. Beyond those 4, Ghost Rider, Emma, Shalabal, and Storm, I wouldn't really recommend anyone else. There are some decent PvP options still here, like Mr. Fantastic, but his artifact's not that great. He's also not that great, certainly below the other 4 that we were just talking about. So I wouldn't really bother with anybody else. I wouldn't bother with Dr. Voodoo or Invisible Woman or Cyclops or Juggernaut. Again, unless you're like a super diehard fan and you really, really love the character. But beyond that, guys, just focus on the main rewards here, these main 4. This is what's going to boost your account the most, especially the P cards, getting extra P cards to reroll your existing P cards, to change your stats, to get more blue stars, all that good stuff. Always super valuable. So what I usually end up doing in this case, because I don't have to get Black Knight, is I'm going to be getting personally the CTP, because I've kind of finished my cards at this point. I'm going to be getting the CTP, so I have more fodder for re-rolling my existing CTPs, my existing brilliance, and then I'm going to finish off with the energy. I usually like to spend my last 40 tokens on energy, because that gives me 400 energy, which then allows me to, you know, run extra rifts, do extra dispatch grinding to try to get premium rewards and stuff like that. That is how I intend to spend my tokens. But yeah, do all of the quests for this event. It's super duper easy as always, and you'll clutch out your premium reward plus your 1-star Black Knight. So yeah, that's today's video, guys. I was going to do a speculation on Mephisto and Hellstorm, but I need them to actually drop the teaser, the sneak peek, so that we can confirm. I don't want to do it like a preemptive speculation anymore unless it's confirmed, because then if it's not confirmed, if it's going to be something else and the Mephisto Hellstorm data mine is delayed to later, then it's going to be kind of a waste. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching the video. Smash the like button if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.